It's Bitcoin, y'all. I'm your host, Zoom Out. This is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. I'm here to talk to you today about the term token and what that means when you hear it in reference to cryptocurrencies. Let's start with what it's not. A token is not Bitcoin. So, Bitcoin is meant to be a money that you can transact with daily, doing normal things like buying groceries at the grocery store or buying gas or paying for a meal when you go out. And we're not quite there yet, but it's coming. That being said, a token is totally different. I want to use an analogy that I heard somebody else use once and it cleared it up for me. And so when I was a kid, I went to Chuck E. Cheese sometimes. And you take some money at Chuck E. Cheese and you put it in the machine in the arcade section, and it spits out some tokens that were made by Chuck E. Cheese. And then the video games, you can put the tokens in the video games, and it'll allow you to play the video games in Chuck E. Cheese. Now, if you leave Chuck E. Cheese and you take them with you, you can't really spend them anywhere else. You might be able to sell some to your neighbor who's going to Chuck E. Cheese, but that's it. But if you take them with you and then you're going to another Chuck E. Cheese in a completely different state and you go in there, you can spend them. You can spend them on the video games there and they'll work fine because you're back in the ecosystem that they were created to function in. So that's what a token is. A token in the crypto world is something that's meant to just function when now we're talking digitally, but when you're in the parameters of that particular application digitally. So some of these might be insurance related, some of them might be video game related, some of them might be decentralized finance, which simply is the lending and borrowing of money in the crypto world. But these type of applications, think of them, they're called crypto projects. Think of them as little companies. Some of them are becoming bigger companies, and they have created a token to do something while you're using their program. It might be that they've created a token that helps with the security of the program, and that can get complicated, but it could be a governance token, meaning that if you hold some, then you have voting rights on the future of the project. So if you hold more or less, you have more or less voting rights on what's going to happen in the project in the future for any changes. Could be tokens in a blockchain-based video game that allow you to do things in the video game, like buy new characters that you get to play, or buy weapons, or buy vehicles, or whatever it is that the design of the video game allows you to do. But those tokens won't do you any good in a different video game or in a different application. So the reason that some people might buy them, the governance token is so that they can actually have a vote on something. But the other ones is that if you want to do something in the ecosystem, like play the video game, then you would buy it. And then some people might buy them as an investment because they're like, this is going to get huge. People are going to love this application. So I think if I buy these tokens now, the value of them is going to go up. And then I can sell them to somebody who wants to be in the video game later. It gets way more complicated with things like insurance and decentralized finance, but same principle. Bitcoin is meant to be a money, and it doesn't have any governance. That's the point of it. It's decentralized completely. So there's no one to vote on the future of Bitcoin. In other words, and I did a video where I talked about equal opportunity, monetary policy. I want to do more of those in the future because this is a big topic. But it doesn't matter how much Bitcoin you have compared to the next person. You don't lose rights under Bitcoin. Someone else doesn't have more rights because there's nothing to vote on. The monetary policy is already set, and it's going to stay that way. So there are no tokens in Bitcoin. And if you hear somebody call Bitcoin a token, well, they just misspoke or they misunderstood. But that term gets used incorrectly all the time, the term token. So now that you know the difference between a token and a coin or a money or whatever you want to call a cryptocurrency that's truly designed to be a money, you can flush out what they're actually trying to talk about and get it. Just get it more clearly, or at least I hope that that's what I've done for you here. So that's all I got on that. Thank you for listening today. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below and I'll be happy to answer them. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe so that you can get more videos, and yeah, I'll be back.